Hi, this is Greg. Look for my book, The Agile Brand, on Amazon or on my website at theagile.world. Welcome back to the Agile World podcast. Over the next couple episodes, I'm going to talk about why we brand. In my book, The Agile Brand, I talk about 4 different purposes of branding. First, it's differentiation and competitive advantage. Second, value creation for the organization. Third, expectation setting for customers. And finally, attracting the right employees. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the first topic, differentiation. The most obvious and visible reason for a unique brand is to differentiate yourself from your competitors. When you're driving down the highway and you see a McDonald's sign, you clearly know, if you've ever been there before, what you're going to get. You have clear expectations of the menu, of the level of service, the price, all of those types of things. Against a sea of logos, it becomes very easy to pick and choose amongst those things based on a clear and graphic representation. As I mentioned a few episodes ago, while that graphic representation goes a long way, there has to be a lot more to it. As I mentioned, it's not just about recognizing something, it's about having the expectation of what am I going to get when I get there. So it's so important, as I use the McDonald's example, that that brand has a clear set of expectations. I know when I'm going there, it's not going to be a 5-star meal, but I know it's going to be quick. I know it's going to be cheap. And I know about the time it's going to take to order, from ordering the food to getting the food, all of those types of things. If those characteristics meet what I want, McDonald's has been successful. The challenge becomes when there is a Burger King right next to it, or when there's a little differentiation between some of those brands. So it becomes even more and more important that you clearly articulate, okay, this is why you choose us. We may be all in the same industry. We may, on the surface, our websites may describe our services all in similar ways, but in a case like that, how do you differentiate yourself? There's a lot of different ways to do that, but customer experience is a huge way that can be done. That expectation of level of service, that expectation of when I walk in the door, am I going to be greeted? Is someone going to say hi to me? When I hand someone my credit card, are they going to say thank you when I get to the register? All of those types of things. Is the product consistent? Do I know that from one location to another, that level of service, that product is going to be the same? And it doesn't just apply to fast food. It can apply to anything. If you're a B2B company, when I talk with one account rep versus another, am I going to get the same message? When I place a phone call versus send an email, am I going to get the same level of support? Am I going to get the same type of response? This type of level of service can clearly differentiate you from your competitors. This is also a case where vocabulary comes into play. When we market, when we position ourselves, when everyone in an organization is aligned on how they talk about a company, it helps so much because your customers are talking that way about you to other people that they know. They're thinking about you in that way because they've been taught this vocabulary. And it extends beyond into every interaction that customer has, again, whether it's offline, online, and so on and so forth. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about how branding creates value for an organization. See you next week. If you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, please rate the show on iTunes or contact me through my website at theagile.world. You can find my books, The Agile Brand and The Agile Web, on Amazon and on my website at theagile.world.